Welcome back to Cooking College with Toph. Today I'm going to show you how to cook your very own crepes, which are famously from the Brittany region of France. It was believed in France that catching a crepe in a frying pan with your right hand while you had a gold coin in your left hand would make you rich in the following year. Now I assure you that if it were that easy to get rich, I'd be in my own apartment not sleeping in a futon. But alas, I've never flipped a crepe with gold coin on my other hand. And I'll get you prepared for this get-rich-quick scheme, but remember who taught you, alright? So, now back to cooking. Crepes are prepared similar to pancakes, but with a much simpler batter recipe. I'm used to making large batches of crepes, crepe batter for a restaurant, but the recipe can be reduced down to batches that only make 2 crepes at a time. So start by combining 1 egg. With a half a cup of whole milk. Although 2% 2% milk also works, but as you get back down to skim, the fat content isn't there to hold the mixture together, the crepe. So I find it's best to use whole milk. Also, if all you have is skim, add a little bit of cream or half and half in there, and that should balance it out a little bit. So now I'm just mixing the egg and the yolk together, making it one common solution here. Try not to prop it too much, don't use like a whisk and get a lot of air into it. Now this is just, can't see with that angle, sorry about that. It should look the same milky yellow color throughout. Now add a third of a cup of flour. This is actually a 2 cups measuring thing, but it's got a 1/3 marker in the middle. I'm trying to meet. Alright. So it's a 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour. Usually I like to add in, whole wheat flour, make it a little extra healthy. But this is for a nice fluffy crepe, sweet crepe. So this works. So yeah, now try to mix in all the flour. Try to remove all the dry spots of flour, which can be tricky. Pumps try to move, and they've got room to move around in the milk and the yolk. There are many types of crepes, including sweet crepes, but I'm going to hold off on showing that video till around my brother's birthday when I make a chocolate crepe cake for him. Okay. So yeah, most of the lumps out. So now we're on to my favorite part, which is most people's fear, the frying of the crepe. If you're used to gas stoves, I suggest using your favorite front burner. If you're using an electric stove, like a dial that goes from 1 to 10, I usually cook them on 7. Again, I'm used to a gas stove. So allow your Teflon pan to warm up before you put any oil or crepe in it. Should have had that heating up while I was mixing together the dough. But yeah, if you allow your Teflon pan to warm up until it's warm to the touch, there's a little water in there, so it's sizzling. Then you want to give it a quick coating with vegetable oil, or if you have a spray olive oil, I suppose canola oil would also work. A low flavor oil. Yeah, they'll help the crepe not stick to the Teflon pan. So. Alright, just give it a little moment more. Alright, it's kind of warm, so I'm going to give it a spray. Okay. And then use the cup I used for the flour again. I'm going to use a 1/3 scoop. Oops. There we go. That's about 1 scoop. I'm just going to pour it in the middle of the pan and just kind of tilt the pan around until it gives a nice even coating crepe batter, and it's going to keep moving around. So just kind of give it a little bit of heat and keep tilting it so that the crepe the crepe batter keeps solidifying. Good one to doing it. That's exactly why I like gas stove, because it lets you tilt, so get the heat on the pan without having it directly on the burners. So while that's going, just give it a moment, about 90 seconds for it to cook on the bottom side. And there's a little trick, since we're gonna get to it, about flipping. And if it's cooked completely on the one side, since you've spread it, it should wiggle. Versus while it's wet, it's a lot more likely to stick and just roll, and you won't get a, like it won't look like the crepe is moving on the pan. So yeah, give the pan a little wiggle when it's done cooking. If it like shifts a little bit, that means it's ready to flip. Yeah, it's cooked on the one side. And when we flip, we're going to imagine that you're making a number 6 with your arm. You're going to make the number 6. Okay, this is kind of like the arm with 6 in the loop. And right when you get to the base, as you're coming up on the loop, just give your wrist a little bit of flick. And that uses the momentum of the crepe, which is now going to be different than the pan because you give it the little flick with the wrist. And so the crepe just wants to flip over. You don't need a lot of height to cook crepes or omelets or anything. You just need, I don't know, the thing to get the food to flip over. A lot of people, like in a restaurant, will flip it really high so everyone in the restaurant can see. That's just for show. Okay. You can use a spatula. You can see I'm using just kind of, to loosen the edge. You might have part of the crepe that's sticking in one spot or another, just because it was extra thin, or you didn't get the spread hot enough up on the sides. But as you can see, this is moving around pretty easily in the pan. So I'll show you the flip. Whoops, excuse me. I hope that got caught. All right, and then just give it just another like 90 seconds or so on the other side. A crepe is a great food to practice your flips on. It's a forgiving food. The gluten in the flour keeps it holds a lot of the stuff together. It's not like an egg where it just crumbles apart, or a fried egg where it, the yolk goes splat and spills everywhere. So this is a great food to practice your flips on. Yeah, if you want to start getting good at that before we get to hit omelets or fried eggs in this video series. In college, after I cooked the crepes, I would spread peanut butter on them, roll them up. Now, personally my favorite. When I was in the restaurant, was filling it with provolone cheese, some toasted sliced ham, some spinach, and mahamra, which is a Lebanese red pepper hot sauce. Um, but I didn't have that much time to prepare all that in college, so some peanut butter, and then I would chop up either banana or apple, sometimes both, put them in a pot with just a little bit of water, and just kind of I would let it boil while I was making the batter and while I was frying the crepe. So, all right, crepe's almost done. All right, so you can see it's like a pancake, but it's very thin. It's this big round disc. It's pretty manipulable. It's got those nice round marks on either side. I mean, it's cooked all the way. I mean, no, it's not going to be doughy anywhere. Um, and yeah, since this is a traditionally French dish, bon appetit.